Hey everybody, I am here today with Arena and I wanted to just schedule a time to talk about how Arena has built her certification program for the Mo Foundation. Arena, how's it going?
Hi, I'm going really well, thanks.
Yeah,
So glad to be here.
I'm excited to be talking about your community today. Can you just share with us a little bit real quick what the Mo Foundation is and what you guys are on a mission to help with?
Yeah, sure. So Mo Foundation is a global charity organization who
Mhm.
offers coach certification and mental health first aid practitioner courses. F- we operate from the belief that when you empower a person yourself, then you create an impact on others in your community, and from there, there's a ripple effect impacting the whole world. And so far, we have certified over 1,500 coaches. So we are doing very well and growing quite rapidly, I would say. So it's all very exciting.
Yeah, that's
Um,
go ahead.
yeah.
Well, how were you guys delivering your certification before um, stumbling upon Group App, and what problems were you guys trying to solve with launching a certification program and your community on Group App?
Hmm. Yeah, so we started out offering face-to-face courses. So it was in different locations. We started as a UK charity, and when the pandemic hit, of course, we couldn't get together anymore. And so we moved our courses online. And from then, it has really exploded. So we've grown very rapidly with our online certification courses. And we were looking for a way to bring the community together in a way that we weren't able to anymore because we couldn't meet in person anymore. But we wanted to get that feeling of community online. And we have a community on Facebook of alumni, but we wanted to have a more inclusive community as well, where people who are interested in Mo, where our partners, where other different people can go as well to ask questions and learn more about Mo. So I'm a marketing expert, and I know lots of different platforms, and I did some research into which platform would be a good fit for Mo Foundation. And then I found a group app. And what I really liked about it was that it has like both the course component and the community component, like at the core, at the heart of the software. So it's not a course software that has community added to it, and it's not a community software that has course components added, because there's always like some missing pieces. Um, so I proposed it to our boards, like tested it out with a test account, and I really liked it. And so, yeah, here we are.
What was the process like for launching your community on Group App? What was the course setup like for the first course, and how did you guys get it out to your certification students?
Mhm. So, yeah, first I built the course on the platform, and we had to identify which were the parts of the course that were the same for everyone. So we work with different cohorts,
Mhm.
and some parts of the course are different for different cohorts. Like some cohorts are the course is delivered over 6 weeks, and sometimes it's delivered over 8 weeks. So that changes a little bit the setup of the course. Um, so we were looking into that, into the homework, the assignments, the slides, all of these things. So building the course was the first thing. And then we invited a few people from our alumni group to have a look around and give us some comments, test it out. And from there, we invited our first cohort. So one of the lead trainers was a guinea pig. and so, yeah, it's very much searching like how, can we get people onto the platform? How can we get them to engage? And since joining Group App, I think we've led about 17 cohorts now, maybe around 20, because we had a few starting just this week. So we're still in the process of inviting the rest of our community in. So it's basically only the new people that have entered into the community. So we still want to invite our previous alumni and other people into the community as well. But that's our next step.
Okay. Do you mind showing us just like a quick walkthrough of how your community is set up and how you guys run your cohort certification programs directly on Group App?
Yeah, sure. So shall I share my screen?
Yep.
I did this the other time as well. I don't see the, hang on. Okay, so this is our community. This is our homepage. What you see when you enter the community. We have just one course in here, so we still have to create the mental health first aid, but we have our coach certification course in here. We have a library with different documents, useful documents for people. We have our podcast in there as well, and some documents that for people who go on the training pathway. Events, and then the people tab is also pretty obvious, I think. So we have, and thanks for the tips. That was very helpful. So we have the Mo community with different channels for discussion groups, for announcements, and then our alumni thread. And then we have a different communication channel for each cohort. So we are now up to cohort 72. So this is where private conversations inside that cohort can take place, because the course is set up in a way that there is a little bit of theory in each class. But then we practice coaching with the other participants. So everyone is asked to bring something that they want to improve in their life to the class, and then you get to practice on your fellow students. So you get coaching and you practice coaching other people as well. And that's why we want to have that private container as well for people to keep those conversations contained. And then we have also a trainer's pathway thread that we don't use yet because this is a program that we are still building out. So when people graduate from the Mo certification course, they can go on to join the training team and become eventually a lead trainer. So you can learn additional skills and make a whole career out of this as well. So we are really building out that pathway for people to join. So this is still a work in progress. And then we also run, you can see it here. So the skills labs are practical sessions for our alumni to practice coaching skills. So there's one concept from the course that we repeat. So some people join that have taken the course a long time ago. Some people just join all of them. And then we get some theory about the concept, and then again, practice sessions, breakout groups, so people can refresh their skills with other alumni from our course.
All right. You mind just taking us through your content or resource library? You guys have an extensive amount of resources that you share with your students and trainees.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So our library, our digital academy, those are webinars where we have guest speakers talking about different topics. So we've had recently someone coming to talk about coaching and burnout and how you can, what happens if you're, as a coach, meet someone who has a burnout. We also had a recent topic for marketing for coaches who are just starting out. And those webinars we share within our wider community. And then the second category on the library is, like I said, the trainer's pathway. So there you'll find all like guides for people to learn more about what is expected when you go on the trainer's pathway, some useful documents that you can download from there. And then we also have our podcast. So it's another way that people can find our episodes. Besides, going on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or something. So we also keep them here so they are easily accessible.
How you guys structure the certification course inside a group app in terms of being able to consistently deliver it? You mentioned that you have done about 17 or 20 cohorts so far. So how have you guys created the course to be very repeatable for all of these cohorts that are coming in?
Mm-hmm. So we can have a look inside. So it's set up per week. You can see here we have some explanations, a start here section, and then some documents and manuals that are useful for everyone, like the course curriculum, Zoom etiquette, some homework requirements, frequently asked questions. So to be able to have a little bit less emails and admin with the participants, we put all of that here in the beginning. And then the course is set up per week. So we have the slides and the assignments. I was just testing this out so people can't see this. But we have all of that in there, so we don't have to send any more emails with the slides and the assignments. And then from week 5, we practice. There's no more documents because we start getting ready for the assessment. So it's mock assessments and really practicing the skills that we need to be able to complete the coaching course. And also because of that 6 to 8 week setup, it would be different for everyone. So up until week 5, it's the same for everyone. And then depending on when the course completes, the assessments take place in a different week, but we don't need any documentation for that because it's just practice.
Okay. And just going back inside of your community with the channels that you guys have created, like Start Here. How did you guys organize your Start Here channel to onboard new members into your community?
Mm-hmm. Well, I watched other case stories that you have on here. So I was like getting a little bit of insight into how they do it. And I've been in lots of communities as well for my work. So I had a fairly good idea of what I needed to put in there. Because of the people we work with, not everyone is super tech literate, so we wanted to make it really clear for people. So I recorded a video to show people around the community There is a start post as well, taking your first steps so that it's not too overwhelming for people to join. Also to like very simple tip, just to bookmark the community homepage, so that you can that people can always find their way back to the community. We've set up some guidelines as well, and then we were very happy when the apps were launched as well. So we put links to those as well.
Mhm.
And then because we are receiving more and more posts now, I've just done a post about adjusting your notification settings, managing your membership, community guidelines. So that's what you can find in the start here. So this is where all the information is contained for people. If they're feeling a little bit lost, they can just go back to the start here and then find their way around, like watch the video again, and hopefully that will help them to find their way. And then this was also a useful tip of you discussion and get help. This is where introduction posts now go, and also where people can ask questions and get help, especially if they're not really aimed towards other alumni, because they could ask those questions in the alumni group, of course. And then we also have our admin announcements thread, whenever we want to highlight a new podcast episode or have a new event that we want to announce or anything. We're looking for an observer or an assessor or someone to help out with the courses. That's how we use that thread.
Mhm. And one of the things that you guys have done with your events is you guys have the labs that you mentioned, but you guys also link to like external registration as well,
Mhm.
for your events. And with the events, how often do you guys run events for members inside of your community?
Mhm. I would say the skills labs are on average, we have about 2 per month.
Hmm.
That's besides the cohorts, which we don't really call events. So an event is really a skills lab or a webinar like the Digital Academy, or a conference that we're going to organize at the end of the year. That's for the whole community, big face-to-face conference. So we have about 2 to 3 online events every month, I would say, on average.
I believe you guys have been on Group Path for about 9 months or 10 months. I'm not exactly sure. But what
Mhm.
are some lessons learned on how to organize your community that you would like to share with anyone that's watching this video?
Mm. Um, I would say take a very much step-by-step approach. I'm really happy that we didn't invite our whole alumni community into the community at once, because that would have been very overwhelming. So it was a very good idea to get first a few ambassadors in to test and click around and give some feedback, and then get the first cohort in with a lead trainer who was very open to test it out, because each cohort has different lead trainers. So everybody has their different approach and different way of trying to engage people. So we're still learning a little bit there. Of course, if you only have one person delivering the training, that's going to be much easier for you to really test things out. Um, but any other tips?
Use introductions.
Use introductions. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That was your tip.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So
But
yeah, I think this is a new feature in Group app. And even though I invited people to complete their bio, add a profile picture, and make an introduction post in the discussion thread, not many people actually did. But now when people join the community, like they get a pop-up screen where they have to make an introduction post, and that's really helped with the engagement and getting people to actually introduce themselves before they can complete the or before they can see the course or other resources inside the community. So yeah, that was your tip. So
I don't mind you making it yours. But I appreciate you taking the time to share your uh, community with us and walking us through how you set up your certification program. I'm excited to see how your community grows as you start to invite your alums and run more certification programs through Group App.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we also want to put more courses in there, and we're really growing globally. So we want many more cohorts in there. So a very lively community we are building. So it's exciting.